Ladies and gentlemen, friends, families, colleagues, partners, loved ones, thank you for coming today. The City of Edmonton and the Iranian Heritage Society of Edmonton have come together to make this memorial possible. Your presence reminds us that our grief is shared across Edmonton. The City of Edmonton acknowledges the traditional land on which we are gathered today is on Treaty 6 territory. I would like to thank the diverse Indigenous peoples whose ancestors' footsteps have marked this territory for centuries, such as Cree, Dean, Saulteaux, Nakota Sioux, and Blackfoot peoples. We also acknowledge this as the Métis homeland and the home of the largest concentration of Inuit south of the 60th parallel. My name is Pega Salari, and I will be your host today. A couple of housekeeping points. There are bathrooms on the north and south side of this floor, one set in front of you behind these stairs, and another set across the hall. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please use the 3 main exits behind you. Guests following today's program from the mezzanines, please remember not to take the elevators in the unlikely event of a fire. If you have not already turned your cell phones on silence, please do so now. It's been 45 days since the tragedy of Flight PS 752. It's been 45 days since the loss of 177 innocent souls. Yes, we now know that we have miscounted the number of human beings on that flight. Farideh Gholami, an Iranian Canadian on Ukrainian airline Flight 752, was 7 months pregnant with a baby boy who was supposed to be born in March. Our beloved city has been mourning the loss of 13 Edmontonians. I would like to take this opportunity and express our deepest condolences to the people of all other nationalities affected by this tragedy, some of whom are here with us today. Out of the 177 people on Flight 752, there were 82 from Iran, 64 from Canada, 11 from Ukraine, 10 from Sweden, 7 from Afghanistan, and 3 from the United Kingdom. Here today, we honor the memory of all the victims of this tragic event. Prominent Iranian author Sadiq Hidayat, in his 1936 masterpiece, The Blind Owl, started his novel by this sentence: "In life there are wounds, like leprosy, silently scrape and consume the soul in solitude." And a wound it has been indeed. Over the last 45 days, the Iranian Canadian community have gone through a roller coaster of emotions. The gravity of the loss has been even more unbearable, knowing the reason behind that tragedy. The thought of what has been referred to as human error by Iranian officials and the government's denial that followed the tragedy for 3 days has haunted a nation for 45 days. To wake up every morning and feel that void. How tiresome and exhausting it has been, hopelessly demanding justice, transparency, and an impartial investigation from officials who 45 days later have not yet rendered the planes black boxes. The Canadian-Iranian community in Edmonton, as well as all Iranians across the world, will not forgive and will not forget until justice has been done. With us today, we have family members of the victims who were denied the right to mourn their loved ones in peace, family members who have been threatened after the funeral of their loved ones was hijacked in the utmost humiliating ways by the Iranian government officials. With our presence today, we show them that they are not alone. We are in this together, and we will not rest until all aspects of this tragedy are clear and responsible parties are held accountable. Now I'd like to welcome our first speaker, His Worship Don Iveson, Mayor of Edmonton, to the podium.